All right, all right, all right. Here we go. So, qualifications, real quick. We started in February, the middle of February. So we're actually giving you 4.5 months to hit this. So you need to qualify for CAB 10, 4 out of the 5 months. Okay. So think about that. Even if you think that you're like, I am nowhere close to 10 people right now. The nice thing is that you have the rest of this month to be working and sending out messages, planting those seeds. Okay. And if I'm going to be really honest with you, y'all have this bonus that ends tonight, right? They're still getting $50 in credits towards the first order. Hello, Miss Awilda. Nice to see you, my darling. They are getting $50 in credits off their first order. Today is the day to get people on. Okay. I want to see all of you get a ton of people on today with $50 in credits. One of the things I've been doing this morning is sending out reminder messages. I had people who, since GLP came out, was saying, oh my gosh, I want to try it. I want to try it. I want to try it. Well, I'm going back to them and I'm saying, look, you want to try this. Today's your last day to get $50 off your first month. So are you ready? Like, let's go. All right. So CAB 4 out of 5 months. Lead a team Zoom. 4 out of 5 months. Now, I'm going to be honest. You don't have to do it every week. You have to do it once a month. Okay? But you know things you don't think you know. And when you start teaching people how to do things, you realize exactly how much you know. And Christy, you know a lot. Okay? I think one of the things that should be covered on a team Zoom, and it doesn't need to be on a Saturday, it can be a work with me Zoom. You can literally get people on a work with me Zoom during an evening, Monday night, Tuesday night, whenever. And you can get people on a work with me Zoom. Do it once a week, once a month. I don't care. The more consistent you stay, the better your business is going to be. Yeah, Lori.
So we can just go on and just say, hey, I'm gonna do my work with me Zoom, and that's gonna count. Whoever gets on, and that will count.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now, I am going to be honest. I need somebody, and it's not going to be Lori or I need somebody to cover next Saturday's Zoom. So who's going to volunteer? Okay. Send me a message if you will volunteer to run next Saturday's Zoom. All right. Lori and I will be in Puerto Rico and we will be on a catamaran. Okay. So no, we cannot run. We can work our business anywhere, but I'm not so sure we're going to have cell service. Okay. Out in the middle of the ocean. So just saying. So we do need somebody to cover next week. You also need to go live on either product or opportunity 2 times a week. All right. And you need to purchase, whether it's an in-person or virtual ticket to Elevate.
On the live end, you're good with Instagram, Facebook, stories, TikTok, any of the above?
Any of the above.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be a live like in the customer page or anything like that, just a live on your own page?
Correct. A live on your own page.
Wait, not a live on stories. That's like
not a live on stories. No.
Okay.
But, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, not in your stories, because that's not considered a live. That's considered a story. Okay. And one of the reasons why Jen and I chose these parameters, I guess let me explain, is because we're big, we're like huge on not just outcome based. Okay? We are more focused on you remaining consistent. And one of the big ways that you grow is through teaching others and going live. Okay. Do you know how many times every time I do a live recently, I'm getting messages from people who have watched it that have come out of the woodwork. Like, I don't even know where they've been. And they're like, okay, I saw your live. I need some information. Like, you talked to me, you told me like why you're doing this. I just had a girl the other day because I talked about me doing the depot shot. The girl like reached out. Now she's not going to order Thrive, but she reached out regarding the depot shot that I did when I talked about that. Okay. But it's having those conversations. And if you're not going live and you're not talking to people and you're not making those connections, you're not growing your business. All right. So is there any questions on the qualifications for the leadership retreat?
Yeah, quick question. You were talking about the Florida, the Elevate. Obviously, I can't go in person. I think you had said that as long as we get the online ticket, we were good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And in all honesty, guys, I can't go. Okay. It is my son's 30th birthday party that day. All right. I am sick to my stomach that I'm not going to be there or be able to even watch it while it's happening. But I'm still purchasing a ticket because that's where you get the replays. Okay. So that I can still watch it. Now, is it going to be better is it going to be better to watch it while it's happening? Yes. Are you going to have more energy to watch it while it's happening? Absolutely. But sometimes life just happens. Sometimes, always, family comes first. Okay? So, I just want you guys to know that the dates for the retreat are set. They are not going to be announced yet.
May they not coincide with Lavelle's getaway in the fall.
They will not. We have assured ourselves that they are not going to coincide with the Lavelle getaway. Okay? But this is going to be a lot of fun. Christy, Lori, why don't you tell the other ladies how the trip was this past time?
Oh, it was so much fun. We had such a good time. We spent our mornings doing training sessions where you could basically pick Angie's brain. Yeah, Jen wasn't able to make it because of Tabby, which we totally understood. We had outings. We got to explore Myrtle Beach some. We got to go to Angie's house where she brought in a chef to cook for us. It was just a blast. I had such a good time. I am really going to be busting it to go back again this year. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for those memories, Christy. You reminded me. Yeah, the morning was awesome. Just sitting on the couch in our pink jammies. I vote for a different color next time. I still have them. They're in my drawer. They're super soft. That was fun. We really did just get to ask and anything we wanted. I mean, and just it worked so perfectly. I mean, we didn't practice this. You just told us what we needed to know. We took so many notes. Had food and waters just there at our pleasure. The place was gorgeous. The pool was fun. The beach, oh, the beach. But we even got to Kim. We didn't. Wasn't it Kim who? No, it was Christy whose fear was heights with the with that Ferris wheel. Yep. We broke some of those. I mean, she'll do it again, right, Christy? Got up on that Ferris wheel. We just had so much fun. We went shopping. We did everything. I mean, I don't think there's something we didn't do. Those pictures we did on the beach with detox. I mean, those were fun. Just the photo shoots and having all that out there on the balcony even. What didn't we do? I don't know, but I'm ready to do it all over again. Absolutely.
It is at the same hotel, so it is also another 3 bedrooms. So if we need to get another one, we need to get another one. That's what Jen and I are shooting for. So we'd like to have 2 this time, or 3, and we want people to qualify for this. All right, so I do have a special guest today. Y'all don't get to hear from him very often. But he's going to come on. He wants to talk to you guys about a few things.
I do.
This guy also, I just want to clarify something. This guy also is going to be interviewed by Lavelle while we're in Puerto Rico. So it's his first time ever getting interviewed by Lavelle. And so about his GLP experience and what he's doing. And I think he really wants to share with you guys some things. So I'm going to hop out of here and I'm going to let him sit down. And now you guys can pick his brain a little bit.
This isn't,
okay.
This isn't a question and answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a sit and listen. It's a sit and listen, no questions and answers. So your chair's low. Where's the camera? Hello, good morning. Basically, I like the qualifications. I was listening to that, and uncomfortable things. People do not like to do uncomfortable things, but if you don't do them, you won't succeed. I mean, that's what things are built on doing uncomfortable things in the beginning turns into prosperity, and they become easier and they're no longer uncomfortable. So you gotta keep doing those uncomfortable lives. The Lavelle thing on Wednesday, the interview. Do I want to do it? Hell no. Well, am I going to do it? Yes. Uncomfortable. I don't like talking to people. I don't really like people, but I'm going to do it. So that was a nice little thing that she's going to make you guys do. And we all say we don't like them, but we really do. Kidding. So GLP, that's been out for couple of weeks now, over a month and a half. Just some things that I've noticed. So when I started it, I had some success. I dropped a couple of pounds pretty quick, and then I plateaued. And I wasn't eating was my problem. So if you're having customers or promoters that are running into issues, protein. I mean, I didn't eat. I was eating once a day. So I was finding that I was a little bloated because what I was eating, my body was instantly trying to store as fat and energy. So I have a routine now. I plan times of the day where I eat, and it's all protein based. I'm doing 180 grams of protein throughout the day, and I plan it so I don't miss it. And since in the 2 weeks I've been doing that, and in 2 weeks I've dropped 4 pounds like that. I went from nothing, and then once I got my protein intake up, the weight started coming off a little bit. So protein, for any of your customers or promoters that are having some problems, you got to get that protein up, even if they're not hungry. I mean, it's form. I do 3 shakes a day. I went out and I bought some extra protein that I mix with my elite shake and the pro shake. I add extra protein, some scrambled eggs, protein bars. Protein is for me is the key that helped to unlock the weight loss. So that's something. And then another thing is hydration. I was drinking a shit ton of water. Once again, it was bloating me. So I started adding some of the sea salts into a glass. I think I do a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Baja Gold is the one I use, into like 32 ounces of water. And that seems to help with the hydration, and it seems to cut down on the bloating that I had a little bit. So just some tidbits to help if you have people that are hitting that plateau. So that's kind of my spiel. Ange ran away like she thinks I want to talk even longer. So if anybody's got a question, unmute yourself and fire away. I'll see what I can do.
So you said you've got your protein scheduled throughout the day. How many
Yeah.
times a day are you actually doing that, Jason?
Well, 3 shakes and 3 small meals, so 6 times a day. And I mean, it's small. I'll go to the gym. I'll do my shake in the morning. That's almost 20 grams. I come home from the gym. I have a protein bar. And it's anywhere from 15 to 20 grams, depending on which protein bar I eat. Then 2 hours later, I have like 2 scrambled eggs. And 2 hours after that is pretty much my noon shake, which is 20 to 30 grams of protein, depending what I stuff in it. And then something at 3 o'clock, and then dinner.
Yeah. Joel's been, we're just finishing up our first month, and he's gotten kind of disgusted with it, to be honest with you. He hasn't dropped a pound. He's done nothing but put on weight. Um, and he's even making an effort to have that second shake during the day and taking like hard boiled eggs or tuna or something, something with protein to make himself eat lunch because he never eats lunch. He usually only eats one meal a day, but he's done nothing but put on weight for the last 30 days.
Yeah, see that's what I was only eating dinner, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't going anywhere. And like I said, that protein is a key. Joel's a little bit bigger than I am height wise. So if I need 180 grams of protein to just do the weight loss, he might need 220. You can get online and do a calculator. It's like I think I did 0.7 times my body weight, I think it was.
Yeah, that's the minimum.
That's the minimum amount of protein. I mean, it's hard to try to get 180 grams of protein throughout the day, but for me, I think that was the key that helped push me to, because I was like, nothing's happening. I'm biking 13 miles a day. I'm walking. I'm going to the gym, and I'm kind of like, staying flat. And then once I increased that protein, that seemed to push me over a little bit.
Okay, I'll talk to him about it. I guess we probably need to order some protein bars because I could see him fitting that into his workday more so than other things. Even shakes. I mean, he's out under houses and stuff, and
Right.
just to take that break and go do that is just it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, Sam's and Costco, or even Walmart, they sell those individual tuna packets.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I peel them off and I'll eat them right out of the packet. That's 15, 20 grams of protein, depending on, the size of it. So, that's what helped for me. So,
Okay, I'll talk to him. Thanks.
do you? Anybody else?
How much water are you drinking a day?
Is it 200? Is it 200 grams of protein is too much? Because I calculate mine, and it shows like I need to eat that much, but I feel full so fast. I don't know if that makes sense, but I see the weight is dropping, but and then it stopped. And I walk like every day, water, eating 90% good. So my question is it 200 is too much? Because I look at the numbers of like, whoa, wow, that's a lot.
So, that sounds like it's the maximum. The way I calculate it, the formula I use, I get the minimum amount of protein I need per day. So maybe 200 is too much, back it down a little bit. Also, I mean, I know walking, exercising is key, but sometimes you might have to switch it up a little bit. Your body becomes accustomed to things. So if you're not kicking that heart rate up or doing something a little bit different, you're not going to burn the fat the way you have in the past. I started, like I said, I walk every day with Ange, and it's great. It gets some calories burned, but then I do 13 miles on a bike. So I get on that bitch and I ride it as fast as I can for 40 minutes. I get my heart rate up to like 180 beats. I'm sweating. We went out last night and I had a couple of beers. Well, I left all 5 of those beers on the gym floor this morning. So you got to do uncomfortable. Exercise is the same thing. You got to do some things uncomfortable. Switch it up a little bit. Try you know, jumping jacks or just something to get that heart rate elevated. So
That makes sense. Thank you. Well, I have the bike and I hate to get on that bike.
but once again, Talia, uncomfortable.
I know. I've been riding that Peloton for years, and now like getting old, I guess. It's like, ugh.
Oh, that little, you know, what gets me is that little tiny ass seat they got on them.
Yeah.
I got no ass. It's literally bone. So that's on a bitch.
It's really, really good workout. Like you was dripping sweat on that bike.
So like I said, well, you know, everything goes back to uncomfortable. The uncomfortable things lead to results.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Going, I'm out of here. Well, you ladies have a lovely day. Bye.
All right. So, did that help you?
Thank you so much. That was good.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, one of the things, how many people are having some of your customers who might not be having the best results on GLP? Okay. And so tell me some of the things that you're hearing. Go ahead, Talita.
This lady, she is just like one day and she's like it feels makes her feel sick. And I was like, well, that means it's working. It's like detoxing your body with all the things in, from your gut out. And then she's like, no, I don't. She wanna like, I email the the support and it's like have her to connect because I keep trying and then it's like it's make me sick in my stomach and I don't want it anymore. So
okay. So one of the things, and I'm going to share personal experience with you. So I wake up in the morning and I do my 2 capsules. Okay. And then I have my shake. Now, y'all, I mix my shake with PB2. Thank you, Lori. I'm addicted to the PB2 now. But it also adds more protein to my shake. So now I'm getting 26 grams of protein instead of 20. Okay. Another way to up your protein. All right. So, but after I have that shake, Talita, I am sick to my stomach about 10, 20 minutes after I have my shake. So on Classic, we used to tell people not to eat for an hour after they had their shake, right? But on this, I'm telling people if you're finding that you're getting upset tummy after you have that shake, get a protein bar or eat something right away. Get something in your gut. And the reason why, and I hope that this makes sense for you guys. So I have always been, y'all, if if you hang out with me enough, you will know like when I'm hungry, I'm hangry. Okay. And when I'm hangry, it usually means that my blood sugar is down and I need to eat. So now think about this. You wake up in the morning from not eating all night, right? And in the morning, your blood sugar is usually at its lowest because you haven't eaten all night. Okay. So now you're adding these 2 capsules and you're adding the shake, which do what? They regulate your blood sugar and most of the time decrease your blood sugar. So now your blood sugar is even lower than it was when you woke up in the morning. Okay. So now you need to put something in your gut because to get that sugar, and it's not just like my protein bars have, I think, maybe 1 gram of sugar. So it's not the sugar per se, but it's having something in there to help regulate this. And also remember, your shake and your capsules are slow release. They're not the fast release like they were with Classic. Okay. So you need to get something in your gut. So Toledo, what I would tell that person is, listen, I need you. I agree with you, Toledo. I miss them too. I need you, as soon as you have that shake, grab a protein bar, put it in your purse, put it wherever, but I need you to eat it. Because that's going to help the nauseousness, I guess. Okay. Does that help, Talita?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Thank
Who else
you.
is having an issue? And what's the issue? Yes, Lori.
So I've lost 2 customers, one on Classic and one on GLP. And I know you worked with us with the headaches. No matter how much water, no matter what the electrolytes, there's some ingredient in there that is giving them headaches, and I've lost them. I can't get them back. But what else could it be besides, making sure you're drinking your water, they're eating their protein. Well, one of them might not have been as good with her diet. That was Allison. It's okay if I say it on here. But the other one ate very healthy on Classic, worked out, and I get it. I'm not going to give it a more try after a month if I'm eating right, getting my water in, electrolytes are there. I don't know what I missed on them, and don't want to do that again.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a great point, and I see what's going on. If I were them, I would have stopped and then started really slow again, like really stupid slow. Like maybe only the DFTs for a week. Start there. Incorporate them into one capsule the next week. So now you're doing a patch and a capsule the next week. Incorporate in half the shake. You see what I'm saying? Like start it super slow. And there is a super slow thing, and it takes 4 weeks to get them on to regular GLP.
Yeah, I do like that we have that a screenshot for people that was good for GLP. And Maria did a really good Zoom with a friend talking about just stepping it back and stopping the shake, and that was really good. So they talk about, and I've researched, and I've heard you say too, berberine. Can you educate us more on? No, I know. Me neither. I'm like, I want to know more about berberine.
I can't. Guys, if you know me, you know I'm not the ingredient person. I know that the berberine in there is really super strong. They're saying that that's one of the most active ingredients. And hold on a minute, I'll look this up here. Hold. Let me see if I can read this. Oh, I saved it into my pictures. Okay.
And it's in the ingredients, it's dihydroberberine. It's a DHB. So we know it's from a plant.
Yeah, it regulates blood sugar, increases insulin, and boosts GLP-1 in the capsules. Of course, this one I can't freaking read to save my life.
There's even the cardiovascular health in there.
Oh yeah.
Activity. So, but what does berberine do? Like, what's a feeling inside? Is it, I'm curious what that does. Would you feel it?
Regulates blood sugar and aids weight loss. I don't know. You know what though? I was told by a couple people who I have on as customers right now, they were doing berberine on its own before they even did this. So there's something there, and maybe it's worth looking into and doing a little deep dive. But I can't answer exactly that question, Lori. I apologize. You might even be able to write to support and ask them. Maybe they'll give you something as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, Selena's not here, Talita. I know. She's the ingredient guru. I had a person and she wanted to do the GLP. She ordered the GLP without the strips. Started talking to her. She gained 3 pounds. And here's the one thing you need to know. If somebody's gaining 3 pounds, a gallon of water equals 8 pounds. Okay, so think about that. 3 pounds is like it's kind of minimal on a gain because they could pee that out during the day. Okay, but here's the thing: is she was so upset that she gained 3 pounds, she quit. And I'm like, my exact words to her were, "Excuse me, you didn't talk to me before you quit. And now we got to figure out what's going on." And she's like, "Well, I even ordered the strips separately, but they're not here yet." She started doing just the half a strip underneath her tongue, and she lost 3 pounds. See, your body fluctuates that much. Okay, you could wake up in the morning and be 5 pounds down, and by lunchtime, dinner time, you're 5 pounds up again. Okay, because of the water that you're drinking, because of, and so it's a total fluctuation. So don't get too frustrated when people are like, "But I'm gaining weight." Well, okay. Have you guys seen like the transformation pictures in that group? And some of these people haven't lost a pound. And my thing is, stay the hell off the scale. How about we stay off the scale, because that leads to psychologically frustration, because you're not eating, because you're not losing anything. So let's stay off the scale for a month. Let's just go by how we feel and take the before pictures before they even start. Make sure that they're taking their before pictures. That way, when they come back and say, "I don't feel like I've lost anything," or "I don't feel like," have them take a progress picture. I had a girl the other day who told me, "I'm not going to take a picture of my bra and underwear. I just can't do it." And I said, "No, you are going to take a picture in your bra and underwear, and you don't need to share it with anyone, but you're going to take the picture. Because when you don't feel like you've lost anything, now we're going to have a conversation. And I'm going to make you take a progress picture, and we're going to see."
I can see it when you go side. You can see those abs kind of like was hidden before, and then now you can see it like that curve. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I mean, it feels good, doesn't it? It feels good to be so confident in your body. Putting those jeans on that haven't fit you in a while. That feels nice. Right? All right. Anybody else before we hop off? Christy.
Yeah, I think people just get frustrated because well, even the comparison pics. Some of these people, I mean, it was just so fast for some of them. And then you have people, well, even like me, that I've been out 30 days and, my weight went up. And I think at this point I've lost like a pound, you know. We're going to do pics this weekend because Joel wanted to wait and give it a full 30. But I mean, I was telling Jason, I'm sure you heard that Joel's like, I can't keep putting weight on like this. He said, if nothing else, I got to go back to elite because at least I was staying where I was.
Yeah. 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 Do the progress pictures. It'll be interesting to see how he looks, how you both look.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing is the blood pressure. Oh, yes, my blood pressure normally is 150, 160. One time they sent me to the ER because it was up to 200. Thing was like a week ago, I had my doctor's appointment. It was 124/78.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to add to that GLP does work for the high blood pressure. Just saying it to you guys because I put my father on it because he was on meds for high blood pressure, which when they changed his medicine, it was just up and down, up and down. And I can vouch that this GLP has regulated my father's blood pressure so well that he doesn't wake up with a headache. He doesn't go to bed with a headache. He doesn't feel none of that. So for that GLP to work, and he doesn't do all of them. He doesn't do the strips or whatever. It's just the 3-step. that helps him regulate, because that's all we were looking for, was just to help my father regulate his high blood pressure. And it is just phenomenal. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Wilda.
Yes.
Becca says on the shots, lots of people were nauseous and getting sick all the time, but they only talk about it person to person. I never saw one person post about anything other than the good stuff. On the shots, you mean, Becca? Okay. All right, guys. I hope that this has helped today. I hope that you guys